Chosen ones, listen closely. This message is urgent, and your life depends on it. If you're watching this right now, it's no accident. God has brought you here because the time has come. The moment you've been warned about is unfolding, and there is no turning back. You stand at a crossroads. Act now or lose what could have been. This isn't just a shift, it's a divine reckoning. The prayers you've poured out, the struggles you've endured, and the sacrifices you've made are about to break open a new reality. But if you hesitate, if you doubt, if you fall into distraction, you risk missing the blessing meant only for the chosen. Before we move forward, you must make a choice. Rise up and claim your destiny or be left behind. Pause this video. Hit the like button. Subscribe to join this awakening as we push toward 1,000 strong. Comment with the number 99 to send a powerful signal to the universe. This is more than a message. It's a call to action. If you are truly one of the chosen, your spirit will not let you turn away. You will watch this until the end, but if you're not ready to face this truth, you won't make it through. Get ready. The process has started. Your time to rise is now. Act or end. The choice is yours. The moment we've all been waiting for, or perhaps fearing, has finally arrived. God's voice rings loud and clear, a divine warning echoing through the hearts of the chosen. There is no longer room for hesitation or delay. The path ahead demands a decision. Act boldly in faith or face the consequence of standing still and fading away. This is the line drawn in the sand, a moment carved by destiny itself. For too long, subtle signs and quiet reminders have gently nudged the chosen to prepare for this turning point. Now that gentle nudge has become a thunderous call, shaking the very foundation of existence. The time is no longer a distant prophecy. It is here, unfolding in real time, and it waits for no one. The divine clock is ticking, and every second draws us closer to a reality where there is no return. This is not just a call to action, it is a spiritual awakening. God's warning is filled with urgency and profound love because He desires that every chosen soul rise and fulfill the purpose written for them. The choice is stark: to rise with courage or to be left behind in a world rapidly evolving beyond the ordinary. God acknowledges truths many of us wrestle with silently. You are not ready. But this is not condemnation. It's a tender recognition of our human limitations. We often feel inadequate, unprepared, or even afraid to step into what we know is our calling. Yet God reveals a deeper truth. Your readiness no longer matters because divine timing is unstoppable and merciful. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean, unsure if you can swim, yet feeling the tide pulling you forward. That is where many chosen ones find themselves now. You may feel unprepared, but the divine current is strong and it will carry you through. What once seemed impossible will become your new reality, shaped by faith, perseverance, and God's unfailing grace. This moment is about surrendering control and embracing trust. God has not been preparing you by making you flawless, but by gently molding your spirit through trials, lessons, and quiet moments of reflection. It's time to stop waiting for perfection and start moving forward with the imperfect, beautiful courage you already possess. Contrary to common belief, being chosen by God is not a birthright reserved for a select few. In fact, around 80% of the chosen ones receive their calling not at birth, but through their sacrifices, struggles, and unwavering devotion throughout life. This profound truth turns the notion of destiny on its head. It opens the door for anyone willing to fight for their faith. Life's hardships, moments of doubt, and silent prayers have been the crucible forging these chosen souls. It's not where you start, but how you rise that determines your divine favor. Every tear shed, every obstacle overcome, and every act of faithfulness adds weight to your calling, making it undeniable and powerful in the eyes of God. This is a reminder that God honors the heart more than the circumstances of birth. If you have endured pain, walked through darkness, and remained faithful, you are part of this greater calling. Your journey is a testament to the truth that God chooses those who earnestly seek Him, and His rewards are beyond measure. There is a profound difference between those who are chosen by birth and those who are chosen through the journey of life. Being born into a calling is a gift, an inheritance woven into the very fabric of your existence. It is a destiny written before you took your first breath, a path that seems laid out with divine precision. However, this birthright is only the beginning. Many who come into this world with this gift may not live up to its full potential because God looks beyond heritage. He looks to the heart. Those who are chosen through their life's trials and steadfast faith hold a unique and often deeper place in God's eyes. Their path is not set by birth, but carved out through the sacrifices they make daily, the struggles they overcome, and the faith they nurture despite adversity. This path is often harder, less certain, but it holds a profound beauty, a testimony that glorifies not just God's power, but human perseverance and trust. These life-chosen souls shine brightly because their calling is earned, and their faithfulness brings God great joy. This distinction teaches us an important lesson. Divine favor is not a matter of birthright alone, but of heart and commitment. God values the faithfulness and choices made throughout life far more than the mere accident of birth. Whether your calling was given at birth or earned through struggle, what matters most is your willingness to embrace its influence and favor that only divine hands could have prepared. Walk fully and boldly in God's purpose for you. There is nothing that brings greater joy to the heart of the Almighty than a soul who chooses Him despite life's hardships. When a person picks God in the midst of struggle, when they cling to faith despite the storm, God's heart is deeply moved. The life chosen are living proof that God delights in a faith that is tested and true, a faith that does not depend on easy blessings, but stands unwavering through sacrifice. This divine pleasure is an intimate connection between Creator and believer. It is a celebration of human vulnerability met by divine strength. Every silent prayer, every doubt overcome, every sacrifice made in the name of faith becomes a note in a heavenly song of joy. God's smile shines upon those who choose Him again and again, even when the road is rough, even when the outcome is uncertain. The love God shows to the life chosen is not distant or passive. It is alive, vibrant, and personal. He rejoices in their steps and empowers their hearts to keep going. This pleasure from God is a promise. No struggle goes unnoticed, no sacrifice is wasted, and no act of faithfulness is ever ignored. If you have chosen God today, know that you have brought unspeakable joy to the one who created you. A divine separation is now underway, a spiritual sorting that is profound, sacred, and irreversible. God is drawing a clear line between the called, the chosen, and the ordinary. This process is not random, nor is it harsh. It is a necessary unveiling of truth, a moment of spiritual clarity that reveals where every soul truly stands in relation to God's plan. The called are those who hear His whisper but have not yet stepped into obedience. They linger on the edge, aware, but hesitant. The chosen are those who answered the call with boldness and trust, walking actively in their divine assignment. The ordinary are those who have not recognized or responded to the invitation, still lost in the distractions and false comforts of the world. This divine separation is a reckoning and a call to awaken. It demands each person examine their soul and make a decision: rise above mediocrity or remain in the shadows. Embrace your calling or risk being forgotten by destiny. God's invitation is clear, it is urgent. Embrace your divine purpose before the window closes for those who have been chosen through sacrifice and steadfast devotion. God promises blessings beyond comprehension. These are not ordinary rewards. These are extraordinary blessings that elevate you to dimensions of divine favor. You will experience excellence in your career, receive insights that defy human logic, be guided by an intuitive wisdom that cannot be taught, and walk with a power that transforms the world around you. This is not mere success by human standards. It is complete spiritual elevation. Your mind, your spirit, and your opportunities will all align under God's divine hand. Doors that once seemed sealed shut will open effortlessly. People who once overlooked you will seek you. Situations you once feared will bow before you, and you will stand in places not built by your effort, but by God's favor, because you are not ordinary. You are chosen. Leadership and influence will be your portion, equipped with knowledge and understanding that will astonish others. These blessings are God's way of honoring your faithfulness and sacrifices, a divine affirmation that your journey has not been in vain. But remember, with great blessing comes great responsibility. You are called to use your gifts not for vanity or gain, but to uplift others, to be a beacon of hope, and to walk humbly with the power God has entrusted to you. In a profound and unexpected way, God has provided a sign to help you discern your true calling, the mysterious yet simple test of blood types. If your blood type matches both of your parents, it symbolizes that you are chosen by birth, a destiny inherited, woven into the fabric of your being. But if your blood type differs, it reveals something even more remarkable. You are chosen after birth, not by chance, but by the weight of your actions, the depth of your sacrifices, and the life you've built in unwavering faith. This biological marker is more than science. It is a divine signature, a quiet confirmation that serves as a spiritual compass, guiding you to understand whether your calling is rooted in legacy or forged through perseverance and devotion. It reminds you that being chosen is not only about where you come from, but about what you do with the life you've been given. Such clarity brings peace, focus, and sacred purpose. Whether your calling was written before birth or earned through relentless faithfulness, know that God's hand is undeniably on your life. This is your invitation to embrace your unique journey, to walk boldly into the blessings and responsibilities that come with being chosen. The spiritual shift underway is not a passing moment. It is an irreversible transformation. Once this divine process begins, there is no turning back to old habits, old fears, or false comforts. The past, with all its limitations, must be released. God is propelling you forward into a destiny that is powerful, purposeful, and radiant with His grace. This truth may be both exhilarating and terrifying. It requires surrender, letting go of everything that has kept you small, uncertain, or afraid. There can be no more hesitation, no more lingering in complacency. The path ahead demands boldness, deep faith, and an unwavering commitment to move forward even when the outcome is unclear. This is your spiritual rebirth, the moment you step fully into who God created you to be. Though the road may be steep, remember this: you are never alone. God is guiding every step, strengthening your resolve, and clearing the way before you. This irreversible shift is your invitation to rise from the ordinary and claim the extraordinary future that waits for those who choose to walk away from God, placing their trust in human strength rather than divine wisdom. A profound shaking waits. Divine intervention will come, not from wrath, but from love. It will be a spiritual correction, a fierce and merciful call to awaken, to realign with the truth, and to return before it's too late. Hearts and lives will be shaken with God's purpose. This divine shaking will be sudden, powerful, and often manifest during unexpected moments, most notably in the stillness of midnight, when the spiritual realm is most active. This intervention is not punishment, but a loving push from God to bring the wandering back into his fold. Those who rely solely on human wisdom and have abandoned their faith will find the ground beneath them trembling. It is a holy reminder that true strength and security can only be found in God, not in the fleeting illusions of this world. The midnight hour symbolizes the moment when all facades collapse and truth reveals itself. If you've turned away from God, this is your wake-up call. The shaking is a sign that it's not too late to come home, to realign with your divine destiny, and to be embraced again by the loving arms of your Creator. There is a spiritual phenomenon known as the midnight shakes, a sacred disruption sent to those who have drifted from God. These moments are intense and unpredictable, symbolizing God's unwillingness to let his people fall deeper into darkness. At midnight, the veil between the physical and the spiritual grows thin. Divine power moves mightily, shaking the foundations of complacency and calling the lost to awaken. These midnight shakes may appear as sudden crises, unexpected losses, or inner turmoil. But behind every disruption is love, a divine strategy to break the chains of false security and expose anything that separates you from your purpose. Though painful, these interruptions are meant to redeem, to redirect your path, and to restore your soul. If you find yourself in the midst of one, do not despair. It is a powerful call to repentance, to renewal, and to rise into the breakthrough that awaits you. God's invitation is simple yet profound. Cross the line. Step out of the shadows of doubt, distraction, and fear. Return to the one who calls you by name and waits with open arms. This is your moment to choose breakthrough over stagnation, faith over fear, and divine purpose over worldly comfort. Crossing the line means making a conscious decision to leave behind what no longer serves you, the old habits, the disbelief, the hesitation. It is a sacred leap into the arms of a God who promises restoration, blessings, and a flood of grace powerful enough to transform your entire life. The breakthrough you have prayed for, the healing you've longed for, the clarity you've sought, they are within reach, waiting on the other side of obedience. This invitation is not about punishment. It is filled with love, grace, and unimaginable hope. God is not casting you out. He is inviting you home. The door is wide open. The path is clear. The blessings are prepared. All you need to do is take that first courageous step and say, "Here I am, Lord. I am ready to rise." And when you do, when you rise and embrace your divine calling, miracles will begin to manifest in your life. Signs of God's active presence and affirmation will begin to surround you. These miracles may arrive as unexpected breakthroughs, divine favor in impossible circumstances, or moments of profound peace and clarity in the midst of chaos. They are not coincidences. They are tangible proof that God is walking with you, guiding you, and empowering your every step. These supernatural confirmations are not just for your benefit. They are meant to awaken and inspire those around you. As your life transforms, even skeptics and doubters will be forced to acknowledge the undeniable evidence of God at work in you. Miracles will silence the critics. They will shift hearts and spark faith in others who never believed. Your journey will become a testimony that ignites a ripple effect of hope. These signs are God's embrace, a confirmation that your breakthrough is not just near, it's here. Take heart in them, for they remind you that no matter the obstacles, God's power is greater and His promises are unshakable. As you step fully into your divine destiny and begin walking boldly in your calling, you will not go unnoticed. Those who once doubted you, who questioned your faith, your vision, and your purpose, will become witnesses to your rise. Their skepticism will transform into respect, admiration, and even awe as they see God's undeniable power at work in your life. Your transformation will be both personal and public. Your success, wisdom, and influence will shine with such clarity and strength that it will be impossible to ignore. The very people who dismissed or overlooked you will become your living proof, testifying not to your greatness, but to the greatness of the God who walks beside you. Your life will become a beacon of divine glory. It will awaken others to their own calling and inspire them to step into their own faith. This is your moment of victory, proof that faith, perseverance, and God's favor always triumph over doubt and opposition. So rise confidently, shine without fear, and let your life draw others closer to the light of God's truth. Sacrifice is the sacred language of the soul, a testimony that speaks louder than words ever could. When you endure hardship, when you face trials, and when you lay down your comforts for something greater, you are not merely surviving, you are shaping destiny. Every tear you've cried, every sleepless night you've endured, every moment of silent suffering has been a holy offering. God sees them all, and He is using them to carve out your divine path. Your struggles are not signs of weakness or failure. They are the raw materials from which God molds your strength, your humility, your patience, and your perseverance, qualities essential for fulfilling any divine purpose. The scars you carry are not blemishes, they are badges of honor. They tell a story of courage, endurance, and a faith that never broke, even when everything else did. They mark you as someone who fought battles others wouldn't dare to face, and someone upon whom God's favor rests powerfully. In the grand tapestry of your life, it is sacrifice that paints the boldest, most radiant strokes. It separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, setting you apart as someone willing to pay the price for their calling. Here's the unshakable truth. Your destiny is not about luck or chance. It is about what you are willing to endure, what you are willing to surrender, and what you are willing to overcome. God sees every sacrifice, and He is preparing to reward you beyond anything you've ever imagined, a divine adventure marked by guidance, revelation, and alignment. Never underestimate the power of your struggles. They are not random or meaningless. They are divine dialogues, purposeful trials that speak directly to your future. Your willingness to sacrifice today is laying the unshakable foundation of your glorious tomorrow. Trust that your hardships are shaping you into the person God intended you to become. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when the shadows begin to fade and the spotlight of destiny shines upon them. This is your season of revelation, the moment when hidden prayers, unseen labor, and quiet faithfulness burst into undeniable public recognition. The world will finally see what God has always known: your purpose, your power, your promise. Stepping into that spotlight can feel overwhelming, especially if you've spent years in obscurity, wrestling with doubt or feeling invisible. But remember, God is with you. He lights your path, strengthens your heart, and prepares you to stand boldly. This is not the time to shrink back. This is your divine appointment. Rise up with confidence, for your time has come. Your public revelation is not for applause. It is a testimony, a living display of God's faithfulness and power. Your rise will inspire others, inviting them to believe in the miraculous possibilities of faith. As you shine, you become a beacon, illuminating the way for others still waiting for their breakthrough. Embrace this moment with humility and gratitude. Let the spotlight become your pulpit, your life a sermon of hope, resilience, and divine favor. What was once hidden is now gloriously revealed. God never leaves His chosen ones to wander aimlessly. Every day, He speaks through signs, whispers, and divine nudges crafted to guide, correct, and uplift you. These messages may come as a sudden thought, a divine encounter, or a stirring deep within your soul. Recognizing and interpreting these signs is crucial to walking confidently in your purpose. Divine clarity comes when you slow down and tune your spirit to God's frequency. In the world drowning in noise and distraction, it requires focus and intention. to hear his still, small voice. But once you begin to discern his signals, your steps will become more purposeful. You'll avoid traps, embrace divine opportunities, and move in rhythm with your destiny. Sometimes the signs are loud and unmistakable, a scripture you see repeatedly, a timely word from a friend, or a vivid dream that won't leave your heart. Other times, they're subtle, a feeling of unshakable peace, a flash of insight, or a sudden redirection. No matter the form, these signs are God's way of holding your hand and guiding you through the wilderness into your promised land. Trust. These divine encounters, they are not accidents or coincidences, they are sacred confirmations that you are seen, deeply loved, and carefully led. As you grow in spiritual sensitivity, your journey will become a symphony of grace, purpose, and divine momentum. Each step aligned with heaven's rhythm, rise higher, go deeper, and become stronger. Each trial you face is a divine appointment, a sacred refinement that purifies your heart and aligns you more closely with God's perfect will. These challenges are not meant to destroy you, but to reveal the warrior within, to awaken the calling that lies dormant beneath comfort and routine. Make your steps clearer, your stride shorter, and your faith stronger. Your past can either imprison you or propel you. Holding on to old wounds, regrets, or failures becomes a heavy chain around your soul, blocking the flow of God's blessings. To fully step into your divine purpose, you must break free from yesterday's burdens. That freedom comes through forgiveness, healing, and surrender. Letting go does not mean forgetting, it means refusing to be defined by the pain. It's choosing to release bitterness, guilt, and shame into God's hands and trusting Him to write a better ending. This surrender is not easy. It demands faith, humility, and a fierce internal battle, but it is the key to your breakthrough. God is ready to restore everything the enemy has stolen. He longs to turn your pain into power and your scars into strength. When you release the past, you make room for joy, purpose, and peace. Your heart becomes fertile ground for new blessings to grow, and your life becomes a living testimony of God's redemptive power. Your future is not determined by your past, it is anchored in God's promises. Choose today to break the chains. Step into the freedom, the purpose, and the divine destiny that has always been yours. On the other side of release, your purpose is waiting. Endurance is more than survival, it is faithful strength in motion. It's the unwavering commitment to trust God through every season. Even when the wait is long, the answers are silent, and the road ahead seems hidden. The journey of the chosen is often filled with delay, with testing, with quiet days where it feels like nothing is moving. But true endurance presses forward anyway. This kind of endurance builds spiritual muscle. It deepens your faith, sharpens your discernment, and molds your character into something immovable. In these hidden seasons, God is working beneath the surface, developing you for something greater. You may not see it now, but each moment of perseverance is a seed of greatness being planted. Endurance also becomes a witness. When you refuse to give up, your life testifies to others that God is faithful, that breakthrough is still possible even after years of waiting. You become a living light for those in their own darkness, a symbol of hope for those who feel forgotten. Hold fast. Your endurance is your spiritual weapon. It will carry you through the storm and into the promise. Remember, trials are not punishments. They are divine refinements. God allows them because He sees potential in you that you've yet to discover. These tests are like spiritual workouts, painful but essential. They stretch your limits, reveal hidden strength, and prepare you for elevation. Through these tests, God is building in you endurance, patience, and a trust so deep that nothing can shake it. In the fire of hardship, your faith is forged into something unbreakable. Though the process may feel painful, confusing, or even unfair, it is a divine invitation to rise to grow. To become who you were always meant to be your trust in God and invites His supernatural power into your journey. Lean deeper into God's presence and discover that His grace is always sufficient no matter the circumstance. Every test you face has a divine deadline. God never leaves you stuck in a season of trial forever. He is always working behind the scenes, orchestrating breakthroughs that align perfectly with His perfect timing. The hardships you endure today are simply preparatory steps to your ultimate triumph. So embrace your tests as blessings in disguise. Let them teach you humility. Let them deepen your dependence on God's power. Know with absolute certainty that after the testing comes transformation, and with it, undeniable victory. Obedience to God does more than please Him. It transforms your heart and mind. It cultivates humility, gratitude, and joy, preparing you to carry out your divine assignment with integrity and strength. Never underestimate the power of obedience. Each act of faithfulness is a seed sown in the Spirit, destined to bloom into a harvest of blessings beyond what you can imagine. Your loyalty to God is your greatest investment in your divine future as you begin to rise into your calling. Prepare yourself, because spiritual warfare will intensify. The enemy knows the magnitude of your destiny and will do everything to derail you through doubt, fear, distractions, and attacks on your mind, body, and spirit. But understanding the nature of this battle is crucial to walking in victory. Your armor is faith, prayer, and the Word of God. These are your weapons, tools to resist every lie and deception that comes your way. Spiritual warfare is not about relying on your strength. It's about standing firm in the truth of who God says you are, chosen, loved, and destined for greatness. Remember, the battle has already been won through Christ. Your role is to remain vigilant, steadfast, and rooted in truth. Every attack is temporary. Every hardship is an opportunity to grow stronger. Surround yourself with a community of believers who support and uplift you. Stay alert. Keep your heart anchored in God. Refuse to give place to fear or despair. Your rise is divinely protected. The intensity of the battle is proof that you are advancing into new dimensions of purpose and power. God's promises are powerful, but they require your participation. Manifestation is a divine partnership. Your obedience activates God's power in your life. It's not about waiting passively. It's about stepping boldly in faith, trusting that God will meet your movement with miracles. Prayer is your lifeline. It connects you with heaven, aligns your desires with God's will, fuels your spirit, and sustains you through obstacles. Without prayer, even the greatest talents and doors can fall short. But when prayer is combined with faithful action, it becomes a divine catalyst. Your actions, when fueled by faith, create paths for God's promises to unfold. Every single step you take toward your calling, even the smallest one, is a declaration of trust. It signals to heaven that you're ready, willing, and walking in alignment. And God always honors a heart that moves in faith. Your trust and readiness to receive become powerful tools in God's hands. He honors initiative. He honors perseverance. He uses your diligence to bring about the very breakthroughs you've been praying for. Manifesting your destiny is not a passive wish. It is a divine dance between promise and responsibility. So keep praying, keep moving, keep showing up in Faith Watch as God transforms your faithful steps into tangible blessings and fulfilled dreams. In a world overflowing with distractions, social media, noise, constant demands, it's dangerously easy to drift away from your divine purpose. Staying focused requires more than willpower. It demands intentional discipline, spiritual vigilance, and an unshakable connection to God's vision for your life. Without these anchors, your calling can get lost in the chaos. Begin each day by grounding yourself in prayer and scripture. This is how you build a spiritual shield against the distractions designed to derail you. Set priorities that align with your purpose. Guard your time with fierce intention. Learn to say no, even to the things that seem urgent if they don't serve your destiny. Surround yourself with a circle of believers who encourage and uplift you. Accountability and godly community are essential to staying focused when the world tries to pull you away. Every moment spent distracted is a moment lost on the road to breakthrough. Focus is a divine gift, one that must be cultivated, protected, and fiercely nurtured. Remind yourself daily why you started. Your destiny depends on your ability to stay on course, no matter what chaos the world throws at you. Breakthrough is not just about miracles, it's a sacred balance between divine timing and human effort. God's timing is perfect, never early, never late. But your willingness to prepare, to act, to persevere, this is your divine contribution. Understanding this partnership brings both peace and power. It quiets your restlessness while energizing your faith. God is orchestrating events behind the scenes, moving people, aligning resources, preparing situations you can't yet see. But He also calls you to move, to work diligently, to grow in wisdom and faith, to remain ready. Your effort is the fertile ground where God's timing plants the seeds of breakthrough. Patience and diligence are not at odds, they are divine companions. While you wait, work. While you trust, act. Waiting in God's kingdom is never passive. It is a posture of expectation, a daily decision to be spiritually, mentally, and emotionally prepared for what's coming. Embrace this divine rhythm. Keep your heart aligned with God's will. Labor with excellence and devotion. And when the time is right, when heaven declares your moment, your breakthrough will erupt into your life with undeniable power and glory. In a world flooded with noise and deception, this truth remains. God is faithful. Your obedience is never wasted. Your focus will be rewarded. And your destiny is closer than you think.